Y, Dixon, Dixon, registered nurse and master's in exercise physiology, work at Adventist Hinsdale Hospital in Illinois.
And what do you do?
Oh, manager of a cardiopulmonary rehabilitation unit.
Can you state that as a sentence? I am the manager at blah, 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 blah.
I'm the manager of cardiopulmonary rehab at Adventist Hinsdale Hospital.
Is that one more time? Sure, I am, was it?
Mm-hmm. I am Sandy. Oh, no, not that part. I am the manager. Sorry for no laughter. I'm the manager of. I am again real fast, right? I am the manager of cardiopulmonary rehab at Adventist Hinsdale Hospital.
Okay, Sandy. In your role as a cardiac rehab nurse, do you see a lot of bias towards patients from other medical professionals, doctors, RNs, even those that, LPNs or those that come in and do tests?
So actually, in my day-to-day work, I do not, because we do a very health at every size centered. We have a very health at every size centered unit. So the staff, they've all read Glenn Gazier, they've all read Steve Blair. They're aware of the importance of fitness over fatness. And so within my unit, which is in a sub-basement, there's no physicians coming down. There's just nurses and exercise physiologists. And it's actually a wonderful place to work because they all understand. When we talk about food choices, we talk about healthy food choices. We don't talk about diets. When we talk about getting weights, we talk about looking at weight for fluid shifts, not for fatness.
So can you tell us what advantages you've seen from implementing the HAYS approach in your workplace? And state it as a sentence if you can.
Okay.
See this.
Having the HAYS approach has made a difference. When I first started in cardiac rehab, it was not like that. And when we would talk to the people, if you talk about smoking or weight, and they're heavy or they're a smoker, they immediately feel shame or fear that you're going to take away something they're used to and they love. And I've had people not start. So the example I'm thinking of is a smoker, but what we talked about, smoking cessation, and he didn't want any part of the program if that's what we were going to do. So weight, we've always been a little bit better about it and just talk about it's a journey and working towards fitness rather than worrying about the fatness. And that hasn't been as bad. But I wonder how many people don't come at all just because they're concerned that'll be a focus.
So it's a fear even though they don't know?
That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think medical professionals, this would be obviously outside of your own unit, since this doesn't exist there, but medical professionals in general, do you think they are aware of their weight bias, or they, because they're so overwhelmed with all this information and stuff, they sort of just default to the loudest voice, which is the media screaming? And try not to swing.
Oh, sorry. Better get my stance a little tighter then. I don't believe most medical professionals know that they have weight bias, as most of us are unaware what our biases are. Bald people, short people, tall people, skinny people, whatever our biases are, I think they're just part of us and we're not aware of what they are. We think we know what's best based on what we have read and watched on television and seen on the news.
But then as a medical professional, do you not think there's a responsibility for them to take that extra step to be aware in order to care for people?
I absolutely believe medical professionals should take that extra step. But I think there's a lot of literature out there, and I shouldn't even say literature, there's a lot of research out there that you can prove a point going either direction. And they choose, based on their cultural bias, to believe the literature that fits what they believe. So I think if it fits what they've thought all along, then that's what they go with. They don't try to look further to see, oh, maybe it isn't fatness that's the issue. They don't go that extra step.
Would you call that confirmation bias? Answer in a sentence.
Oh, yes, I would call that confirmation bias.
Okay, can you just say the sentence, the very beginning of that, which was, I believe that a lot of medical professionals don't recognize their own bias, because you just said they, so that way we'll have it.
Yeah, okay. Wait, I got it. What was the sentence again?
I believe
Oh, yeah, okay.
biases.
I believe a lot of medical professionals are not aware of their own cultural biases.
Okay. Do you think that most medical professionals truly understand the science regarding the relationship between fat and health? And obviously in your department you do. And when you're in your department and it all is hunky-dory, and then you go outside upstairs to lunch in the cafeteria or whatever, how do you see that difference and what kind of impact that might have, either on you as a professional and your desire to help your patients and or the patients themselves? Pick anything in there.
Okay.
I was going to say, that's a long answer.
I was just saying it a whole.
Well, let me ask you a question. So I have another hat. My other hat is I'm the chairperson for the wellness program at our hospital. So in cardiac rehab, because we're in that basement, I don't see anything. But with that hat, so do you want me to bring that hat into this? Okay, all right. One of my other hats is I'm the chairperson for the wellness committee at our hospital, and just the employee wellness. And the focus there is something that I got to start over again. All right. One of the other hats that I wear.
Take your time.
Yeah.
And we've got that for 10, so you can wherever you need to.
Or you could just say, in my work as a...
Oh, yeah, okay. In my work as a...
As the, I guess.
Sorry.
No problem. You're trying to be helpful here, and I'm not a good student. Okay. All right, going back to my firm stance. Stop swaying. In my role as chairperson of the wellness committee at our hospital, I see a lot of the staff coming and they want to do weight loss programs. That's what is health to them. And we have a program that weight loss is not part of it. And I had to fight. We're a 4-system hospital. Actually, we're across the nation. But in our Midwest area, there's 4 hospitals. And the other 3 hospitals all did weight loss programs as their sign of health. And I had to figure out a different program because they had to have measurable outcomes. Weight was a measurable outcome in their eyes. So I had to really develop a whole different program. So not only are our staff within a hospital believers that you have to lose weight to be healthy, but so are the physicians and the administration. It's pervasive.
So do you think that when they're addressing a patient who is of a higher weight, it impacts how they treat them? Does that they would treat them differently, or are they able to, most of the time, maintain their professional status?
And I don't know the answer to that because I'm not up on the floor.
That's okay.
I just personally don't know.
If you don't know,
First-hand knowledge I don't have.
Answer.
Okay.
Right, that's right. And then I guess, well, you're not, of course, that would be able to do that. Okay. How do you think we can motivate professionals, medical professionals in whatever